Merry Christmas to you guys. I'm recording this on Christmas Day, but today we're going to talk about 8 actors I think can play the next Doctor Doom in the MCU. To play someone like Doctor Doom, I think you need qualities as someone that could be able to play a character that's both intelligent, extremely intelligent, as Doctor Doom is one of the smartest characters within the MCU. So someone who's really either sinister or charismatically sinister in some way. And I think all these actors I have can play a version of that. The first person on my list to play Doctor Doom is Nikolaj CosterWaldau. A lot of you guys probably know this actor from his role as Jaime Lannister in the series Game of Thrones. And in that series, I think he plays a really great charismatic villain in Jaime Lannister, who plays both the heartbrokenness he has with obviously the relationship with Cersei and the things that happened to him physically with his arm, his hand, known as the Kingslayer. I think Nikolaj can both play the extremely charismatic side of Doctor Doom and also have kind of the heart warmth feeling of someone who can still be a little bit empathized with. I think Nikolaj also has a kind of a cool look to him when it comes to playing someone like Doctor Doom. I've seen some photoshopped images already of him as Doctor Doom, and I think he would be a really good slot for it. Really good as playing kind of a cunning villain and always being almost one step ahead of the main character, so I could definitely see him play someone like Doctor Doom in that role. Also fits well for Doctor Doom because similar to Jaime Lannister as a character, he has a wounded arm, and Victor Von Doom has a wounded face and kind of a burned face from everything that's happened to him. So I think someone like Nikolaj can step right into that role as playing also a wounded character similar to Doctor Doom. And number 2, I have Bryan Cranston. And a lot of the big reason is for obviously his iconic performance as Walter White. He's such a great actor whenever he's in almost any film nowadays. He can kind of bring a little bit of also the comedic angle if they want to, because the MCU likes to do that a lot. But he could definitely play the really serious roles as well. He's been in a comedy like Malcolm in the Middle as well, so that kind of connection to play someone like Doctor Doom is also possible. The only thing is maybe that he might be too old to stay on as this character for the long term, similar to another pick I have on here. But I think Bryan Cranston is obviously a legendary actor already, and he would be a great choice to be Doctor Doom. These actors for you might be a little bit too old for you to play someone as Doom for the long term in the MCU. Some of these actors are already pushing 60, going into almost 70 soon. I think these are really great actors that could pull off a great role such as Doctor Doom, who is already an iconic villain in the comics and someone that is probably going to play a longer role when it comes to the MCU. And number 3, similar to Bryan Cranston, I have another actor who's played side by side with him, and that is Giancarlo Esposito. For a lot of people, this is like almost a standard actor to play almost any villain in any series. He's already been a villain now in The Boys and also The Mandalorian, and now after being Gus Fring in Breaking Bad, he's already proven himself to be such a great actor to play certain villains. Someone like Giancarlo Esposito could definitely pull off a Doctor Doom because we've seen him do it so many times, but at the same time, it might be an issue because we've already seen Giancarlo Esposito in so many villain roles that it could be almost a sense of fatigue to see him constantly in these kind of bigger roles and just being the main villain in so many series and movies now. Or I have a tremendous actor and maybe a pick that's maybe outside for a lot of you guys, but I have Javier Bardem as being a great pick for Doctor Doom. And I say this because he's already proven himself to be a tremendous actor in the past years, playing someone like one of my favorite villains of all time, and Anton Chigurh. No Country for Old Men, he's already proven himself to be a scary and very terrifying villain in that movie, and I could definitely see him being that as Doctor Doom. Bardem also has a smoothness to him and kind of almost a downplayedness to him that could pull off a really good Doctor Doom character. At my number 5 pick, I have Michael Shannon. A really good role is also in Nocturnal Animals, if you guys haven't seen. He's really great in that movie. He's proven himself time and time again. Take Shelter is another really good movie where he delivers pretty much almost Oscar-worthy performances. But his face alone is almost kind of terrifying at times because he always has kind of a smoldering look and kind of a look that you don't want to mess with him. And that's something that could really be useful to a character like Doctor Doom. Even though I think for most of the part he's going to be wearing a mask, but he still has that kind of, he still has that stature and that emphasis of such a strong character that Michael Shannon can definitely play. And also it's kind of a subtle rage to Michael Shannon whenever he plays his roles, which is, I think, another factor that could lead to him being a great Doctor Doom. Popular pick that I've seen from a couple photoshopped images as well is someone like Cillian Murphy, and he is now my number 6 pick in this list. They're from being in films like Inception and so many great other films, but also being the star in a series like Peaky Blinders has brought him to the forefront as an actor, and everybody knows him already. He would do really well as a Doctor Doom, being really cunning and really intelligent when it comes to being the Victor Von Doom that the MCU needs. I think he'll be really good at pulling off the really intelligent aspects of someone like Doctor Doom. Now he also has a new Nolan project, Oppenheimer, and the next film coming up I believe it's next year or in 2023, but we would just continue seeing his stock rise as an actor, and that could definitely fit for the MCU. And number 7 is someone also saw a lot in photoshopped images, and that is Viggo Mortensen. He's also an actor that's kind of coming up now, almost pushing 60 and going into his 70s, which would be a little bit of an issue when it comes to playing someone like Doctor Doom, but he's already proven himself to be such a great actor from Lord of the Rings to now. He's been in a lot of indie films like Captain Fantastic and Green Book, which have gotten Oscar nominations. So he just continues to bring out performance after performance in the last almost 5 years now. And I think he would be really great as Doctor Doom because he also brings kind of a warmth to the character and kind of be more empathetic to someone like Doctor Doom, which is something I think Viggo Mortensen is really good at pulling off. And he played, I think, a large portion kind of these kind of good people in a lot of the movies, kind of more on the morally just side, but someone like Doctor Doom I think would be really interesting to see him pull off. The last slot I have at number 8 to play Doctor Doom is Jason Isaacs, because I mainly chose him because of his role, obviously, as Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter series. That role, he was just such a great villain to stand side to side with Voldemort. He had such a great voice when I realized he had like a really sinister voice whenever he would talk to Harry. I think that could work really well when it comes to playing someone like Doctor Doom, who is always behind a mask. And we saw that kind of also him with a mask on in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I just think he would be a really great actor to choose and to play this role. And I think he would just bring out the kind of the arrogant nature of someone like Doctor Doom, which he is a lot of the times, because he has a belief in being the most intelligent person in the Marvel Universe. Alright guys, that was my 8 actors to play the role of Doctor Doom in the MCU. Let me know what you guys thought. Do you agree or disagree with some of these picks? Who do you have in mind to play the next Doctor Doom, which is such a legendary character in the Marvel Comics? Let me know which actor you guys would pick to play the next Doctor Doom. And as always, have a good one.